this was a fantastic episode. It was exciting, it was funny. It's definitely one of the strongest episodes this season, and I really wish a lot more of the episodes this season were like this, because this season has been very mixed. I felt there was a lot of filler, didn't really know where it was going, didn't really have a lot of direction. This was awesome. First of all, I love how we meet a relative of General Hux. They don't confirm the relationship to Hux, other than they have the same last name. I would guess it's his father. The timeline seems to line up that way. But I love how the opening scene in this is setting up for the Ahsoka series. Specifically, the return of and live-action debut of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Because if you've seen that one episode of The Mandalorian, which you probably have because you're watching this video, you're clearly a fan of the show, you remember Ahsoka, when she defeated the Magistrate in that one episode, said that she was looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn. Of course, if you've seen the trailer for the Ahsoka show, you know that Thrawn is going to be the big bad. So how they're hinting at that, and how that's going to set up, and that's going to tie in, because that show is coming out in August, so they're definitely setting it up, and I'm very excited to see how this ties in. Definitely one of the best episodes of this, one of the best parts of this episode, one of the funniest parts of this episode, was Grogu getting his own mech suit, sort of. It's not a mech suit in the, Pacific Rim sense, but they give him an IG-12 unit that he's just small enough to fit in and control. That was hilarious, because the IG unit can only say two things, yes and no, depending which button you press. And being a baby, he loves to just press buttons and have it make noise, like a baby toy. Yes, 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 yes. That was hilarious. You could tell Tim was getting very annoyed under that helmet. And he was also a little bit mischievous in the suit. He was stealing things in the suit. Mando was like, fine, I'll pay for the fruit that he stole behind my back. That was great. And wow, what a third act to this episode. This is one of the most pumped up I've been during an episode of this season. Because that entire fight between Din Djarin, the other Mandalorians, and Moff Gideon was amazing. And it gave me the same vibes of the throne room battle from The Last Jedi. They even had the Proletarian Guards. It's kind of that bridge between the Emperor's Red Guards from Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi, and then Supreme Leader Snoke's guards in Last Jedi. It's kind of a mix between those two. Nice little reference, nice little, here's how we're tying everything in. And as always, Giancarlo Esposito steals the show as Moff Gideon. He delightfully chews up the scenery in this episode as he describes his evil plan. I loved finally seeing him return, and he more than made up for his absence this season. And seeing that Dark Trooper armor that he has now, great twist. I love when they tied the Dark Troopers. I loved that game. The Dark Troopers are just awesome. So good how he finally has that now. And to add an extra level of coolness to this guy, it even has Darth Maul horns, which was just the icing on the cake. That was a very great detail. Made him look extra cool. Made him look extra threatening. Well done. Well done, whoever designed that armor. Props to you. Props to the costume designer of this episode. That was fantastic. Now, the way this episode got me angry, but it got me angry in a good way. Because, man, the third act, this was pumped up. I love the action of this. Fantastic fight. And the cliffhanger they leave it on left me that much more excited for next week. As soon as I went, that can't be the end. You can't end it there. No, I'm not waiting for next week. I want it now. Because that's where you end it? Really? Good angry, though. Good angry. Got me excited for next week. Got me excited to see what happens in the finale. So like I said, this season so far for me, it's been pretty rocky and unfocused. But this was one of the stronger episodes. And that's because it was written by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, who, as we know, they've come up with some of the best stuff in Star Wars. I mean, there's other people who've done that too, but the majority of the best stuff that they've come up with since the Disney merger has been them. They are two absolute Star Wars powerhouses, and you can tell the passion that they put into this episode. It was fantastic, and hopefully next week's season finale is a worthy payoff. So let me know what you thought of this week's episode of Mandalorian, and I'll see you next week to discuss the season finale. Hopefully, it's a good one.